Hey everybody, Jamieleigh here from BirdTricks, and welcome back to part 2 of the worst parrot advice ever, featuring me and Bondi, my Galah. She's back. My shoulder's feeling it. All right, so Treed wrote in and said the worst parrot advice he's ever received was when we took in a rescue macaw for a while, they told us to leave her in the cage for the first couple of days to reset and get expectations. Then she should be really happy when I come and rescue her to let her out. Holy cow, calm down. Am I too excited? You're too excited, we're all too excited. I hear Blueberry. Oh, there's Blue. You've been right there the whole time. Okay. Many of you know from my day 1 videos with project birds that I am anti the let the bird sit in the cage and get used to its surroundings and all that. I like to allow the bird to interact with me all day on day 1 and allow the bird to initiate contact with me so we can get to know each other. The worst thing you can do is let the bird just settle in the corner in the cage or the nice quiet area and then learn that the cage is a safe space and everything outside it is chaotic and scary. The best thing to do is actually, because cage training's way easier than the other way around, is to let that bird be part of the fun and interaction from day 1. And the cage stuff, that'll come naturally. Alicia wrote, when I first started out with birds 4 years ago, the worst advice I got online was to put the birds in a quiet part of the house and leave them mostly alone for the first few days so they can get used to their surroundings. Wish I knew better then. Yep, it's just something that's really, really common for people to say and to do. And then they find that the bird doesn't want to come out of the cage and they're just working an uphill battle because they've become scary. So, is that thank you? Was that thank you? Oh, we're working on that. Just need a guy and a tractor to go by the road, and she says thank you. But I think it's the worst thing you can do is allow the bird to settle into the cage and not interact at all, not do anything. I think that that immediate bonding is really, really important and changes the game for your relationship going forward and changes the expectation. This is a scary one. Oh, this intimidates me to even talk about on here. Shelby wrote, I see people offering unqualified medical advice based on personal experience and limited understanding of situations is often bad advice, and it robs the animal of qualified exam and process. Negligence isn't just a failure to care enough or try something. It's failure to meet a certain standard. When advising outside of one's own specialties, one has no idea what those standards are or how far short they are of them. Being wrong in medical situations causes unnecessary suffering. Any advice about using chemicals or medicines should come only from people who know how they work and have both the authority and position to bring the right counsel to the right bird and family at that time. There's no magic single pill for all problems. Everyone deserves their own exam and own solution. Whew. Then she went, not 50 second cousins, friends, uncles, guesses. This is really true. I know that there's a lot of forums, and sometimes we need some sort of advice because we can't get medical help right when we need it. But I will agree, even when it comes to supplements, people ask me all the time, what supplements do you give? How much? How little? How often? And that's something that should be given to you by your avian veterinarian based on your bird's blood work. And then it's usually done by weight. So there's no like, oh, well, you know, Bondi takes a teaspoon of that, so that means that bird would take this much. It's really, really specific. So even when it comes to those basics, we either consult with professionals on those. I'd have a vet series on Patreon where I consulted with Matt Gosbell because, oh my gosh, I love you to death, Matt Gosbell. He is just the best veterinarian ever. Met him in Australia. And so we did a whole vet series where I interview him about specific topics. And there's really important things in there and stuff that I'm not a veterinarian, so I don't like to bridge, to like cross over to medical based things when I work primarily in behavior. Really, it's just important to always expand your knowledge and only share responsibly. Whew. Oh, Nicole wrote, the black feather lines meant you just love your bird too much, caused from the germs of your hands contaminating their feathers with fungus. They said just to use, oh man, chlorhexidine wipes daily for a few weeks to fix it. Obviously, in hindsight, it's not that. It's more complicated than that. I won't go into details, but I highly advise if your bird develops abnormal levels of black lines to see a vet. Do not self-vet. Yeah, there's things called stress bars that can happen on birds' feathers, especially baby birds when they go through the weaning process. It's stressful no matter how smooth it felt of a process for you. It's just stressful to go from being hand-fed all of your food to having to eat on your own. And so stress bars usually occur during that period of life, and they can occur during when a bird is sick. And those are something that you just want to pay attention to. And those feathers molt out and new beautiful feathers will come in, but they tell you a lot about certain stressors in your bird's life. So it's definitely something you want to pay attention to. And your bird's feathering and coloring will tell you a lot about its health. So I keep feathers, and you can always bring them into the vet. If something looks a little funky or off, you can just say, check it out. Oh, here's some bad advice. This one makes me pretty sad because I make a huge effort to combat this. Pablo, the Congo African Grey, wrote, the worst parrot advice he ever received was if your parrot doesn't want to shower or bathe, leave it. There's nothing you can do about it. Not true. Birds naturally, instinctively want to bathe. So again, it goes back to never using water as punishment. Blueberry's up to something as usual. And making sure that if your bird doesn't like it, you can do it in a really positive way. I have tons of videos on bathing and how to train it. So check them out because there are ways to combat this, and your bird should be bathing quite often and frequently so that it stays healthy and those feathers stay really nice. Oh, you're back. I missed you so much. Yay. Worst parrot advice ever. At a local breeder, I was shown several birds that she said were good starter birds, as if they were expendable. I told her I was getting a bird to be a companion for as long as we live, till death do we part kind of thing. Same breeder said, if you want your bird to be happy and playful, you have to get an appropriate gender of the same type of bird so it will bond to the other bird and you can have a happier, more easily handled bird. At a local pet store, I was told to get the biggest toys with the hardest wood I can find. She explained that if the bird was able to destroy its toys, it would make it too aggressive. What in the world? Okay, first of all, I'm gonna go like backwards up. Toys should be destructible. So if your bird is more likely, like it should have a variety of soft to hardwoods. You want it to be able to do all of them. And it should destroy them because birds, did you just poop on me? I swear you did. Oh, you missed. You got the thing. I think I felt your tail. Now I don't know what I was saying. Anyways, birds should be destroying their toys because it's natural and instinctive for them to chew on wood. And you want them to get those instincts out in the comfort of their cage or enclosure or foraging tree and not on your furniture. Gina wrote, I've been told to give toys made from plastic and or cotton rope and or shredded paper. I'm not sure I like those ideas too much. So shredded paper is fine as long as, you know, it's just normal paper. It doesn't have any crazy dyes in it. Cotton rope can be ingested because it comes off in like little puffs. So a lot of birds have been known to ingest cotton rope. I'd recommend using different types of rope like hemp or coconut rope or things like that. Plastic, I don't like as a toy. For really small birds, they usually can't penetrate the plastic to do anything to it, but medium to large birds, they can, and it forms sharp edges. And birds should really have toys made of natural materials that can be destroyed and destructed, not toys that last forever. Like, what's the point of that? Oh, okay, Andrea wrote and said, to put my saliva in my bird's water dish because it will make him calmer. So human saliva is, oh, you're so not stepping off my hand. That was not working. Human saliva is actually toxic to birds. So when you kiss your bird and stuff, it shouldn't be full on mouth to mouth French style. I don't know why I have to say that. You laughed, but you can kiss them like that. You can kiss them on the beak. No wet kisses. Saliva can be toxic, and that includes other animal saliva as well. So you should never spit in your bird's water dish. Never thought I'd have to say that one. Aw, this is a good one. So Tempe wrote, the worst parrot advice I ever got was no advice. Here's your bird, your cage, your seeds, have a nice day. I believe that every potential bird owner should be interviewed and taught how to take care of a parrot before being allowed to own one. Thank God for BirdTricks. Aw, thanks Tempe. Thank you. You just said thank you. Good job, good job. Oh my goodness. Jeez, I swear it just gets by me when you say it. It's like so appropriate. Yeah, so I think that there needs to be places that you can trust to go for bird advice, because the other confusing thing is that when you do go to look for advice or go to get advice, a lot of the advice you get is going to be conflicting, which is really hard. And that's kind of why Dave and I are always about like pick a trainer, pick a path, because otherwise when you stray off of it, you're just going to be so confused. And sometimes when you mix methods, they really don't mesh and they can work against what you were trying to accomplish. Last ones from Ace Ash wrote that they'll live a full happy life on a seed and pellet diet. No, fresh foods, fresh foods, fresh foods. Please, you guys, bring up the avian nutrition knowledge. Let's do fresh food. All right, I won't go off on a tangent on that. I always yell at people about diet, so I'll give you guys a break this time. That birds don't need a lot of attention. Are you needy? You seem a little needy. You seem a little bit needy. I mean, this whole time, barely any attention, right? I don't think so. So long as your bird is bonded with you, it won't fly away. Oh, so many people could comment about stories that counter this. We've actually had a lot of free flight students come to us because of this reason, where they thought that a bird was so bonded to them it would never fly away, and then it did. Unforeseen circumstances. Outside has a zillion variables that you cannot control. Makes it way harder, but that is not true. It's not just about the bond that you have with your bird that makes it so that it will not fly away outside. That is one component of very many. Ooh, this one is detrimental. Worst parrot advice ever. All dogs are fine with parrots. They don't attack them. Absolutely not. Sadly, I've seen this firsthand with some people and their birds and their dogs, and other times I've just heard the really horrible stories. I have outdoor aviaries, and I've seen how dogs approach aviaries sometimes. It's like, I'm real glad there's a wall between the two of them. So I'm just gonna go with a big no on that one. I know that there's a lot of cute Instagram and social media accounts showing mixed animal species like birds and dogs and stuff, and it goes all happy and cute and joy, but please don't do it. Like, it's just one of those things where the one time it goes wrong, it's devastating, and I think that you will hold yourself accountable and guilty for it forever. So long as there is one toy in the cage, it's fine. No. I go for a minimum of 3. That's my smallest toy bundle, is 3 toys. And that's for variety's sake. My birds have got lots of toys. It also depends on the size of your cage. But I will say, toys don't have to just be in the cage. You should bring some out as well. So check out my 5 toy bundles. Ooh. Worst parrot advice ever, if it screams, just cover the cage to calm it down. Sadly, this is one of those like works instantly methods because most birds are quiet in the dark, but it's really, really sad to see people use that sort of technique on birds where they're just like, yeah, I'm gonna put you in the dark to quiet you down. It's sad. It's terrible. Now, there's so many reasons a bird could be screaming. One is amount of sleep. Make sure that your bird's actually getting 12 hours of uninterrupted sleep, because otherwise, maybe it does want you to do that. However, we should never be leaving our birds in the dark for extended amounts of time as punishment. It's terrible. It should only be done for the 12 hours that it needs to sleep at night, and ideally, it's in a room that gets dark, not where you have to actually put a cage cover or something over it. Whew, well, I think we're gonna end on that one. That was a lot of bad parrot advice. So I'm curious to know, guys in the comments, out of everything you heard, did you also get that sort of advice? Or what is the worst parrot advice you've ever been given? I hope to God nobody quotes me. That would be like, knife in the heart. I'm curious to hear what the worst parrot advice was that was given to you. Leave it in a comment below for Bondi and I to know. And anybody that counted those hey cuties, leave that in your comment too. I'm curious how many hey cuties you did in this video. Hey cuties. We'll just add one more. Thank you guys so much for watching. If you have more tips and ideas of video topics you'd like to see me film, let me know. Pay attention to my YouTube community tab where I'm always asking for your guys' input and advice when I make the creation of these videos. And check us out over on Patreon so you can get the insider deets and extra content.